I recently made the decision to compete in a lower weight class than I normally compete in, and in this video I'm going to be sharing all my tips and tricks and habits that I think anyone who's looking to either lose weight or make weight for a competition should be doing, no questions asked. These should be your daily non-negotiables, meaning you're going to adapt these habits and now make them a part of your everyday routine. You are going to love and trust the process that these habits are going to bring you, and you are going to stay consistent with them because without consistency, you will not succeed. Hi, my name is Emily, and if you clicked on this video, thank you so much for being here. I am currently in a cutting/fat loss phase in order to make weight for my 63 kg debut for my next powerlifting competition. I've spent the last 2 years competing in the 69 class. I'm going to be highlighting my non-negotiables that I make sure that I try to hit every single day in order to keep me on track to make sure that I make weight for my competition. But these are the exact same habits that you would implement if you're maybe on a weight loss journey yourself. With these habits, I have successfully lost a little over 15 pounds, and they have left me feeling strong and confident, and I'm gonna share them with you today. Before we get into the habits, I just wanna start off by saying a weight loss journey should in no way be about quick fixes, finding fast results, trying to lose weight the quickest that you can. It's about patience, consistency, commitment, and most importantly, creating sustainable habits that you can implement into your everyday life that you can continue to do long term in order to keep the weight off. Now, for powerlifting and competing specifically, if you need to lose a lot of amount in a short period of time, obviously you can rely on things on water loading or gut cutting. I myself am trying my best to just steer away from those options. I would rather give myself an extended period of time and enough time in order to lose the weight in a more sustainable, healthy way and not have to rely on kind of those extremes. If you're more focused on trying to find super fast fixes to lose weight quick, you might find the results that you're looking for at the beginning, but because you aren't allowing yourself to implement these habits in order to keep the weight long term, you'll most likely just gain all of the way back. So grab your pen and paper and let's get started. And I'm not going to be naming these in any order of importance. Number one is going to be sleep. You've heard it once, you've heard it before, and you're still not getting enough sleep. I got my major in psychology, and if there's one thing I learned in my 4 years of my degree, it is the importance of sleep and honestly how beneficial yoga is for you. But that's a completely different topic. You want to be getting between 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Sleep is going to help you just feel well rested, give you enough energy throughout the day, help your muscles recover from the gym, which I know you're putting in so much work at the gym. So why not make sure that your muscles are well recovered and rested in order to grow and see the results that you're working so hard for at the gym? And it's also going to help you with your appetite, which I know might sound weird, and I don't know if it's something that you've heard before. Have you ever found on the days where you just maybe didn't get a good night's sleep, you find yourself snacking a lot more during the day, or maybe craving those higher fatty fast foods? And it's because lack of sleep is tied to two hormones that we have in our bodies. The first hormone is going to be ghrelin, and that's going to be our hunger hormone. And then the second hormone that gets affected is leptin. That's our hormone that signals fullness. When you lack sleep, our hunger hormone is increased and our hormone that signals fullness is decreased, meaning you'll have higher cravings, which could result in overeating because your brain is confused on why you feel so hungry and you aren't getting full. Take care of your future self, and your future self is going to thank you. So do not sleep on the importance sleep is for you. I had to throw that in. Okay, habit number 2 is going to be water intake. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. You're still only drinking a glass of water every single day. That's just not gonna cut it anymore. Now, in terms of how much water you should be drinking every day, that's gonna be different and unique to every single person, depending on your body weight, your activity level. But for just a general rule of thumb, try to aim for at least 1 liter to 2 liters of water every single day. That's like baseline, and yes, that's every single day. A lot of the times when you think that you're hungry, you're most likely dehydrated. So next time you find yourself wanting to snack, drink a big glass of water and then see if your hunger kind of subsides. And the other thing that water is going to do for you is it's going to provide you a sensation of fullness, which obviously isn't the same as being full from eating food. But if you can get yourself into the habit of drinking a big glass of water before every meal, it's going to help you control your food intake. There's also just so many benefits to water, like it helps promote promote healthy skin. It helps release the toxins from our body. It helps improve just overall health. And it also just makes you feel good to drink a lot of water. Like you feel like you're doing something healthy, like I am health. And why wouldn't you want to do something that makes you feel good? So just drink your water. Now, I personally like to track my water intake. What I will do is I will fill up my big 64-ounce water bottle at the beginning of the day. And because that water bottle is kind of chunky, I don't like to hog it around with me all day. So then once full, I will pour it into my Stanley dupe. That's a lot easier to carry around. And then throughout the day, as I finish my Stanley cup, I'll grab more water from my bigger bottle. And I like to aim to drink 2 of the 64-ounce bottles. And like this method and preparation just makes it the easiest for me to track my water and just to ensure that I am hitting it every single day. Bring a water bottle with you everywhere you go, when you're running errands, when you're going to a friend's house. Okay, habit number 3 is going to be meal prepping. Now, I know meal prepping can be a lot of effort and time consuming, but picture this. You come home one day from work or from the gym and you are hungry. You are like ravenous and you could eat everything in sight, but you have goals you want to achieve. Wouldn't it be easier for you to have food already made in the fridge that you could just pop on a plate, throw in the microwave, and then start munching, as opposed to being a lot more tempted to maybe DoorDash some McDonald's or raid your pantry and eat all the yummy snacks that you have in there? Meal prepping is just going to be so key in order to help you stick to your goals and just stay on track and to stay consistent. I personally like to meal prep my proteins, whether it be chicken, ground beef, fish. I'll just meal prep bigger batches of it. That way when it's mealtime, I can just pair it with any carb that I have meal prepped, whether it be potatoes, rice, things like that, veggies. That's just what I have found works for me the best. You can also take that extra effort to meal prep portioned meals, might work better for you. And again, that might be a little bit more effort, but if that's what's going to help you stick to your goals, that's just the effort that you need to put in for yourself if you are committed to reaching your goals. Okay, now that we're on the topic of food, the next habit is going to be tracking macros. Now, before we get into a little bit more depth about this habit, I just want to preface that tracking food is definitely not for everybody. I 100% believe that. If you feel like it's triggering for you, it's restrictive for you, if you feel like you get super obsessed with the numbers and the macros, and it might cause you to have a bad relationship with food, do not feel like you have to track your macros in order to see progress and in order to reach your goals. It is definitely not needed. Just please keep yourself safe and just know yourself and don't do something just because someone else is doing it. Stay true to what you know works for you. If you are someone that doesn't mind tracking your food, I was watching this video of a YouTuber the other day. Her name was Olivia. I don't remember her last name, but she said the difference between tracking macros and tracking calories is going to help you lose the weight, but tracking macros is going to be what helps you transform your body. So if you're focused on just hitting a 200 calorie intake for the day, but you don't care how much protein you're eating or fat or carbs, it's going to be so different versus someone who's eating 2,000 calories, but they're tracking a certain amount of protein and a certain amount of carbs and a certain amount of fat. I personally would suggest tracking your macros or versus calories, because tracking your macros is going to put just a little bit of emphasis on protein, and protein is the holy grail that's going to help you build muscle and help you reach those aesthetic goals that maybe you're after. Now, one thing I do want to say about tracking macros on a day-to-day basis is, one, you have to be consistent with it. Being consistent with it does not mean that you have to be 100% locked in, hitting every single number to the T 110% of the time. I've definitely had those days where I'll be like, frick this, I'm tired of tracking, because it does get tedious having to do it every single day. Don't get me wrong. Not every day is going to be perfect. And even if you fall off some days, that's okay. And that's normal. And just know that in the long run, what matters is that when you have those days that you fall off, you decide to get yourself back on track and you decide to make the decision to continue to reach those goals. It's the long-term consistency that matters, and not the I made a mistake today and I didn't hit my protein and I went over carbs by 10 grams today. Oh my God, I'm a failure. It's not like that. Tracking macros is also just going to ensure that you're eating enough for your body. And in the topic of losing weight, if you're in a calorie deficit, we want to make sure that we're not overeating our calories in order order to see the results that we're looking for. The next habit that I'm going to be talking about is kind of a weird one, but it's something that I have found that I do every single day, and that's going to be timing your meals. If we aren't kind of being mindful of the time of day or how much we're eating at a certain sitting, if you eat too much at breakfast or lunch or too early on in the day, then you're going to be left with not that much food to eat before dinner, and then you might find that you're super hungry before bed. You're going to be super tempted to eat more food because you ate the majority of your food early on in the day. Personally, I like to have kind of like a carb heavy breakfast, so I'll have like my oatmeal with apples and a date. Those are like 3 carbs right there before I go to the gym, so that I have enough fuel to kind of push myself, get myself through my workout with a bigger dinner before bed. I don't want to go to bed hungry and starving and feeling like I want more food, so I make it a point to kind of space out my food so that I can have a bigger meal before bed. But if you're someone who finds that you're super hungry when you wake up, maybe a bigger breakfast and a lighter dinner will work better for you. So it's really about finding what works for you and your body and what you prefer. And the other thing that you'll find is maybe you're someone that likes to snack a lot. I tried doing that, but I found personally that the more times that I ate, it made me more hungry. So what I actually started trying to make a habit was having less meals throughout the day, but bigger meals. Okay, the next habit is going to be having a step goal. Walk, 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 move, move, move. Walking is honestly just so underrated. I feel like not talked about enough as a tool to help you with fat loss and weight loss. And I think it might be because when you're walking, you don't feel like you're doing that much. And I feel like we have engraved in our heads that you need to be huffing and puffing and sweating and doing like an intense workout in order to help you lose weight. But that's just not the case at all. Walking helps you increase your NEAT, which NEAT stands for non-energy activity thermogenesis. These are the calories that you burn outside of doing physical activity. So if you go to the gym and you get a workout in, your NEAT is going to be the calories that you're burning throughout the day when you're not working out. Which means that when you're walking, you're still losing calories. Even though it might not feel like you're doing a lot, you're still moving your body, which is a way of losing calories, which in the long run will help you lose weight. Everyone's step goal is going to be very unique and different to them. If you are someone that you know you are sedentary, I don't want you just to wake up one day and say, I'm gonna hit a 10K step goal every single day because I saw Sally on Facebook doing 10K steps and she has an amazing physique, and because she's doing it, I think I have to do it as well. That's not how it works. So what I would do is, if you have like a tracker, I like to track my steps with my Apple Watch. Start to track your steps and see in a week what your average step goal is. Let's say your average step goal on a weekly basis is like 2,000 steps every day. Start small. Make your goal 5,000 steps. Do that for about a week. Do it for 2 weeks. See how your body adjusts to that. And then you can increase your steps over time gradually. Now, some tips to help you reach your step goal is to literally walk anywhere and everywhere that you can. If you are watching this YouTube video laying in your bed or sitting on the couch, you could be pacing back and forth in your apartment or in your house or in your garage. You can literally walk anywhere, anytime, all the time. When you're at the mall, don't use the escalator, take the stairs. Add a 10-minute walk before and after your workout at the gym. Schedule breaks on your phone. Set an alarm clock every 3 hours of the day to go on a 10-minute walk. And also just movement makes you feel good as opposed to just like sitting down all day and just feeling like a bum. And the other thing about walking is you can play around with your movement and step goal and cardio with your macros. So for example, I went, I think like 3 weeks, I was sitting in like a 300 calorie deficit and I just did not want to lower my food, but I found that I was hitting a plateau and I wasn't losing any weight. So what I did was, instead of hitting 10K steps at the time, as opposed to decreasing my food, I just increased my movement. Instead of doing 10K, I went to 12K. And then I found that walking more, even though I was eating the exact same amount of food, my weight started to decrease again. So get into the habit of walking. The next habit is going to be cardio. Now, cardio isn't necessarily going to be a daily habit that I want you to be implementing, because you shouldn't be needing to do it every single day, but it's definitely a habit that you're gonna want to kind of implement as a tool to help you with your weight loss. Now, maybe you're confused with what type of cardio is the best, how much cardio you should be doing. First, the type of cardio does not matter as much as you probably think that it does. The form of cardio isn't as important as the type of cardio that you can stay consistent consistent with. So let's just say that there's a study that says that the Stairmaster is the best type of cardio that can help with weight loss. I don't know if it actually is. Let's just theoretically, okay? If you hate the Stairmaster and you find that every time you get on there, you can only last 1 minute and you're like, frick this, I don't wanna do this, I hate my life, and you can't find yourself being consistent with it, the Stairmaster isn't going to be the best tool for you to help you in your weight loss journey. Pick a form of cardio that you enjoy doing, which I know cardio isn't enjoyable, okay? I know. But pick a form of cardio that you hate the least and stick to that. Personally, I've been playing around with my cardio. I went for an extended period of time only doing the Stairmaster. I was doing a 20-minute circuit on the Stairmaster for between 3 to 4 times a week. If I found that I was stagnant in my weight and I was doing cardio 3 times a week, I would increase it to 4 times a week. You can also play around with the time that you're doing cardio. So maybe you can't fit in 4 times a week in your schedule, but instead of doing 20 minutes, you can fit in 30 minutes. So I went an extended period of time of just doing the Stairmaster, but then I just found that I was getting super bored of it. So now I'm doing cardio between 4 and 5 times a week just because I am getting closer to my meet. So I kind of have to speed up the weight loss just a bit to make sure that I am on track to make weight. I have been playing around with the Stairmaster twice a week, the elliptical twice a week, and then an incline walk on the treadmill once a week if I feel like doing it. And the other thing I do want to say about cardio is the steps that you're accumulating from your cardio don't include to your daily step goal. So what I will do is I track my steps with my Apple Watch. I will take my watch off, and then when I'm done my cardio, then I'll put my watch back on to continue tracking my steps for the day. You want cardio to be an added tool to help you with your weight loss and not combined to your daily step goal. Next habit is going to be going to the gym. I actually intentionally left this habit towards the end of the video because one thing that I want to preface and like really just engrave in your head is you don't need to go to the gym in order to lose weight. Going to the gym is 1000% going to be a tool to help you, again, transform your body and kind of help you steer away from getting like that skinny fat where you're losing weight but you're not necessarily like building the muscle to help you get that toned physique that maybe you're looking for. So working out is definitely going to help you with physique goals, but you don't need it to lose weight. Losing weight is going to be primarily coming from the calories you are eating versus the calories that you are burning. Now, of course, you burn calories while you're working out, which is why it's a great tool to help you lose the weight. But if you focused on just being in a calorie deficit, walking, getting movement throughout your day, but you're not necessarily in the gym lifting weight, you'll still find that you'll make progress and you'll still find that you'll lose weight. I feel like a lot of the times when people start their weight loss journey, they just like over fixate, kind of obsessed with the fact that like they have to be in the gym and they have to be working out. And then they go to the gym like 4 to 5 times a week, but then they come home and then they eat an entire bag of chips. You know the saying, abs are made in the kitchen and not in the gym? It's the same idea. And I feel like I personally went through such a long time at the beginning of my fitness journey where I was in the gym all the time because that was so easy for me and enjoyable for me to move my body and get the exercise. But then when I went home, I was just eating whatever I wanted and I wasn't seeing any changes because I wasn't putting enough importance on the nutrition aspect of losing weight versus the physical activity aspect of losing weight. Nutrition is going to be number one, and just moving and walking. Yes, go to the gym. It's going to work wonders in helping you transform your body, but just do not sleep on the importance of nutrition. Okay, last but not least, we are moving on to the very last habit that I implement on a daily basis, and I think that this habit is very important and maybe not talked about enough, but that's mindset work. Now, I know that might sound like kind of like a weird habit, and it's not necessarily a habit that like you physically do, but it's more of a habit that starts in your mind. But I just feel like if you are starting a weight loss journey of your own, or maybe you're choosing to drop classes in your powerlifting competition as well, making sure that you're in the right mindset in order to start this journey is going to be key. You have to be in this mindset of knowing that like you're going to start these new habits and implementing these new routines that you want to stay consistent with on a day-to-day basis, and that you aren't going to see results if you aren't consistent with it. And with that mindset comes knowing that you have to be prepared in order to put in the work and in order to show up every single day for yourself in order to reach the goals that you want for yourself. No one's telling you to lose the weight, to drop weight classes. And so you have to remind yourself that if this is a journey that you want to start, if you have those days that you fall off, if you have those days where you're like, frick this, I don't want to do this anymore, but just knowing that you are working towards your goals and the work that you are putting in is going to pay off. So just make sure that you're in the right mindset to start this journey. And if you're tracking macros, for example, make sure that you're in a right mindset and you have a good relationship with food. You know that tracking these macros or eating your protein or getting your steps, getting your sleep, putting in the effort for meal prepping, drinking your water, all of these habits that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, knowing you are creating these habits to implement into this new lifestyle of a better, healthier, more improved you. Unless you're like a bodybuilder and you need to be a certain weight, or maybe like me, you're competing in a powerlifting competition and you need to be a certain weight by a certain amount of time. If you're just losing weight for your own personal goals, take it slow. Don't feel like you need to rush the process. If you started your weight loss journey and then in 3 weeks, your mother has a birthday and there's cake at the birthday and you feel like, no, I cannot have the cake or I cannot have the fun food. You don't have to be a certain weight by a certain amount of time. So eat the cake. Let yourself have the fun food. Get back on track tomorrow. Don't sacrifice making these memories and having these fun foods with your family and friends because you feel like you have to be locked in 100% of the time. It's different if you're like a bodybuilder and you're like competing for a show, because then you like have to be perfect. And even for like powerlifting, if you need to make weight for your competition, make sure you're giving yourself enough time to lose the weight and not waiting to the very last minute, because then you're going to be suffering, you're going to be stressed, you're going to be hating your life. Okay, I think that we have made it to the very end of this video. I hope this video was helpful to anyone watching this right now. These are the habits that I have personally been implementing on a day-to-day basis, making sure I'm checking my boxes. If you have any questions about anything at all, please leave them down in the comments and I would love to get to them. If you enjoyed this video at all, please let me know down in the comments. And if you are still watching, thank you for being here. I appreciate you more than you know. And if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe to help me grow my little YouTube channel that I'm trying to grow and stay consistent with. And the last thing I will leave you with is, if you are on a weight loss journey or a cutting journey for a powerlifting competition, just know that I believe in you. You have to believe in yourself. And just remember that you are the only one that can put in the work to reach your own goals. And until then, I will see you in my next video.